The light that you discover in your life is proportionate to the amount of the darkness you are willing to forthrightly confront. Here's the fundamental problem: group identity can be fractionated right down to the level of the individual. That sentence should be written in capital letters. Every person is unique, and not just in a trivial manner, importantly, significantly, meaningfully unique. Group membership cannot capture that variability. Period. To do something, you have to value something. It is a definitional issue. Because, to do something, is to act out the proposition that the thing you are doing, the thing you are aiming at, let's say, is preferable to the thing you have. And preferable means that you will do it. I'm not a fan of positive psychology, by the way, because happiness is basically extroversion minus neuroticism, and we knew that 15 years ago. When you decide to learn about your faults so that they can be rectified, you open a line of communication with the source of all revelatory thought. Maybe that's the same thing as consulting your conscience. Maybe that's the same thing, in some manner, as a discussion with God. Everything, that's far too much. It was specific things that fell apart, not everything. Identifiable beliefs failed, particular actions were false and inauthentic. Dress like the person you want to be. If you bend everything totally, blindly and willfully towards the attainment of a goal, and only that goal, you will never be able to discover if another goal would serve you, and the world, better. It is this that you sacrifice if you do not tell the truth. The universe is composed of order and chaos, at least from the metaphorical perspective. Oddly enough, however, it is to this metaphorical universe that our nervous systems appears to have adapted. An artist constantly risks falling fully into chaos, instead of transforming it. I couldn't understand how belief systems could be so important to people that they were willing to risk the destruction of the world to protect them. I came to realize that shared belief systems made people intelligible to one another, and that the systems weren't just about belief. The natural, pre-experimental, or mythical mind is in fact primarily concerned with meaning, which is essentially implication for action, and not with objective nature. The cross is the burden of life. It is a place of betrayal, torture, and death. It is therefore a fundamental symbol of mortal vulnerability. We need to understand the role of art, and stop thinking about it as an option, or a luxury, or worse, an affection. Art is the bedrock of culture itself. It is the foundation of the process by which we unite ourselves psychologically, and come to establish productive peace with others. I don't think that you have any insight whatsoever into your capacity for good until you have some well-developed insight into your capacity for evil. To stand up straight with your shoulders back is to accept the terrible responsibility of life, with eyes wide open. It means deciding to voluntarily transform the chaos of potential into the realities of habitable order. It means adopting the burden of self-conscious vulnerability, and accepting the end of the unconscious paradise of childhood. When you have something to say, silence is a lie. You're going to pay a price for every bloody thing you do and everything you don't do. You don't get to choose to not pay a price. You get to choose which poison you're going to take. That's it. You can only find out what you actually believe, rather than what you think you believe, by watching how you act. You simply don't know what you believe, before that. You are too complex to understand yourself. If you can't understand why someone is doing something, look at the consequences of their actions, whatever they might be, and then infer the motivations from their consequences. If you don't say what you think, then you kill your unborn self. If you fulfill your obligations every day, you don't need to worry about the future. It took untold generations to get you where you are. A little gratitude might be in order. If you're going to insist on bending the world your way, you better have your reasons. Women select men. That makes them nature, because nature is what selects. And you can say, well, it's only symbolic that women are nature. It's like, no, it's not just symbolic. The woman is the gatekeeper to reproductive success. And you can't get more like nature than that. In fact, it's the very definition of nature. No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. to suffer terribly and to know yourself as the cause, that is hell. Don't underestimate the power of vision and direction. These are irresistible forces, able to transform what might appear to be unconquerable obstacles into traversable pathways and expanding opportunities. Strengthen the individual. Start with yourself. Take care with yourself. Define who you are. Refine your personality. Choose your destination and articulate your being. The purpose of life, as far as I can tell, is to find a mode of being that's so meaningful that the fact that life is suffering is no longer relevant. Perhaps you are overvaluing what you don't have and undervaluing what you do. Ideologies are substitutes for true knowledge, and ideologues are always dangerous when they come to power, because a simple-minded I know-it-all approach is no match for the complexity of existence. You must determine where you are going in your life, because you cannot get there unless you move in that direction. Random wandering will not move you forward. It will instead disappoint and frustrate you and make you anxious and unhappy and hard to get along with, and then resentful, and then vengeful, and then worse. If you are not willing to be a fool, you can't become a master. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. In the West, we have been withdrawing from our tradition, religion and even nation-centered cultures, partly to decrease the danger of group conflict. But we are increasingly falling prey to the desperation of meaninglessness, and that is no improvement at all. Sometimes, when people have a low opinion of their own worth, or, perhaps, when they refuse responsibility for their lives, they choose a new acquaintance, of precisely the type who proved troublesome in the past. Such people don't believe that they deserve any better, so they don't go looking for it. We deserve some respect. You deserve some respect. You are important to other people, as much as to yourself. You have some vital role to play in the unfolding destiny of the world. You are, therefore, morally obliged to take care of yourself. You should take care of, help and be good to yourself the same way you would take care of, help and be good to someone you loved and valued. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.